Hi, I'm Genevieve Smith-Noons. I'm a second year PhD student in the education faculty, and I'm looking at creative computing education and data ethics through the storytelling of classical ballet and brainwave data. Um, we may not think that classical ballet and brainwave data have anything to do with computer science, but I kind of use them as storytelling and creative practices, both for teachers and students, because we live in this data-driven world of unlocking our phones and our laptops through fingerprints, and we don't really think of the ethical implications of sharing and using that data. Who owns it? What are we going to do with it? And I want to look at both positive practices for that. So classical ballet is used as a device to compare programming languages, how we can choreograph algorithmic nature of computing with classical ballet. So think about the whole sequence of creating and performing a pirouette. It's every single particular body part, so the mechanics of our body and how they align, how we might use our arms and our head rotation to get us to turn around. So that's actually quite a complex function that our body's performing. And we can do that with code as well. So we use tools like skeleton tracking. So think about playing with the Kinect. We take that data and we turn it into 3D avatars, exploring all different natures of data ethics and data transmission. At the same time, we also look at other hidden data, such as brainwaves. By exploring this hidden nature, we can actually pose interesting questions, both as teachers and students. And also the output of that is actually just data. What can we do with that data? So we do creative practices of creating music. So taking brainwave data and using tools such as Sonic Pi to create the score for the ballet. And then we have a theoretical underpinning of a particular curriculum area of data transmission and signal processing that is taught throughout all GCSE and A-level, but not in a non-traditional way. This is about helping teachers and students explore computer science education through creative practice, but more importantly, about us exploring and raising awareness of data ethics and the future implications.
The latest ballet, Pain Bite, is a virtual reality experience and classical ballet performance using biometric sensors in relation to chronic pain, implanted technology, and the benefits of those. This is quite a personal story as both the choreographer and myself suffer from chronic pain. Here is a small recording of the VR experience so you can get an idea of what it's like. As you can see, a lot of the trees are very blocky. We tend to have lots of dark and reds and some added in little objects such as the pink foxes and the little ducks. These were developed by children and added in as little Easter eggs for people. The main section has the forest at the initial start, and then it moves into the dome of pain, and this is an internal representation of what it feels like to be in chronic pain. The colours are very different, it's very isolated, and this particular section here was procedurally generated, so each time you load it, it would look different. As you can see here, we have a rigged model using real-time skeleton tracking based on postposed estimation using the mocap net2 algorithm for that in order to generate skeleton data to create a rigged 3D avatar for the AR ballet. This is a slight change from what we would have done due to the pandemic, as we would have collected data using our Connect server in face-to-face workshops, allowing both the biometric and skeleton data to be collected during the same events. This links into the role of theory and the use of movement as knowledge, so somatic knowledge, and how we develop the visuals looking at Mayer's multimedia theory and Lakoff's contemporary theory of metaphor, linked with communication theory to how we transmit and understand data from the pedagogical associations with computing education, and also the methodological approach to this particular study, combining design-based research with agile processes and practices. The three principal questions are how to raise awareness of data ethics, how can data-driven dance aid in widening participation in computing education, and how does Agile DBR as a design methodology contribute to the understanding of the data-driven dance intervention? The study design consists of three different cohorts, one being dancers who are amateur ballet dancers all over the age of 18, a cohort of PGCE, so pre-service trainee teachers for secondary computer science or computing at a university based in London. And thirdly is the technology team looking at the XR elements of this project, from biometric data to post-pose estimation and music and art-based practices. In summary, is to look at how and why this approach works, what theoretical contributions do in relation to using art-based practice for computer science education, increase knowledge for the field specifically, and then in relation to practice develop design principles and computing education using the sort of narrative modality of ballet, an enhancement of design-based research incorporating agile processes and practices, and the embodied notion and practice of biometric data sources to aid pedagogy within the computing field,